Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Teen in hospital after being shot multiple times in Flemington Park. Driver charged in Durham collision that left 3 dead. Ontario releases 3-step plan to invest in for-profit care to reduce surgical backlog. Freezing rain expected Tuesday morning could have significant impact on rush hour traffic, Environment Canada. Plane ends up on the road after incident near airport in Markham. Ontario school board struggling to implement anti-racism plans, report. Ontario's College of Physicians and Surgeons limits building access after threats. These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details. A small airplane crashed and ended up on the road near an airport in Markham, Ontario on Monday. York Regional Police confirmed a plane crash took place on 16th Avenue near Toronto-Bonneville Municipal Airport. Everyone is safe and accounted for at this time, York Regional Police said in a social media post after the crash. Officers are asking drivers to avoid 16th Avenue between Woodbine Avenue and Highway 404. Paramedics said they received an emergency call just after noon and assessed 2 patients after the crash. Neither required transportation to a hospital. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada is deploying a team of investigators to gather information on what led to the incident. They specified that the plane was a Sling Spy T-67C, a 2-seat aerobatic training aircraft. At this point, it is unclear what caused the incident.
This change, it represents tens of thousands of people, all with a chronic illness, who will now get the surgery they need sooner every year. A lot of people out there, they want to have the endless debates about who should provide care. All I care about, all Minister Jones cares about, all our government cares about is that you get the care you need quickly and safely. More surgeries, shorter wait times, all paid for by OHIP. Together, we're making it easier, faster, and more convenient for you to connect to care because
Ontario has released a new 3-step plan that will see some for-profit community surgical and diagnostic centers take on more responsibilities, including additional surgeries and other medical procedures. Speaking to reporters Monday morning, Health Minister Sylvia Jones said this will help reduce wait times and eliminate surgical backlogs. The first step would be invest in new partnerships with community surgical and diagnostic centers to reduce the wait list for cataract surgeries, ensuring 14,000 more surgeries will be performed each year. These centers include both not-for-profit and for-profit clinics. The government will also invest more than $18 million in existing centers to cover other procedural care such as MRI and CT scans, ophthalmic surgeries, minimally invasive gynecological surgeries, and plastic surgeries. The province will also be introducing legislation next month that will, if passed, allow these private clinics to conduct more MRI and CT scanning so that people can access publicly funded diagnostic services faster and closer. As part of the third and final step of the province's plan, private clinics will be allowed to conduct hip and knee replacement surgeries as early as 2024. The legislative changes that will allow private clinics to perform more surgeries is not a temporary measure to deal with backlog, Ford clarified. Ontario's 5 major healthcare unions issued a call Monday for the Ford government to halt its plan, calling it a risky venture that will cost Ontarians dearly and damage access to public care. The Ontario Hospital Association has also come forward in support of government's investments in community clinics, saying it is an essential tool given the impact of COVID-19 on hospitals and human resources. The government has promised further legislation as part of the third step of their plan that will strengthen oversight of community surgical settings so that patients can continue to expect to receive the world-class care they know and deserve. A new report from an education watchdog group says anti-racism work is lagging in schools across the country and is being held back by lack of data gathering and a lack of resources to the work. Ontario in 2017 was the first province to pass anti-racism legislation. In 2021, the Ministry of Education released a Board Improvement and Equity Plan, which tasks all school boards with collecting voluntary student demographic data by September 2022. But while anti-racism policies have started to show up at publicly funded school boards across Ontario, the new report from People for Education says there are significant inconsistencies in the execution of these strategies. The report says that identity-based data is important because it yields valuable insights about how different groups experience the same institutions, systems, and processes, and compares outcomes of different groups. In Ontario, People for Education scanned the websites of all 72 publicly funded school boards looking for information about whether they had conducted a census for students and staff and whether they had an anti-racism strategy or included anti-racism language in their equity policies. It also found that 67% of school boards have conducted or are in the process of conducting a student census, and 54% have conducted a school climate survey. Just 28% of school boards have conducted a staff census so far, the report found. A number of school boards around the GTA have struggled in recent years with allegations of systematic racism and anti-Black racism. Some boards have launched independent reviews into board culture and policies and have made commitments to implementing anti-racism policies. Overall, the report made 3 key recommendations. They include acknowledging the problem, viewing data collection as the start of process rather than an end goal, and involving entire school communities, but especially groups historically impacted by discrimination. Kidder said providing the proper resources to move the work forward is key. Police have charged a driver in connection with a head-on collision that left 3 people dead in Durham region this past summer. Durham police said emergency responders were called to Lake Ridge Road North at Thora Concession 4 in Brock Township at around 11:20 a.m. on July 1st. 3 people were pronounced dead at the scene, while 2 others were rushed to Toronto Area Trauma Center with serious injuries. Police said Monday that 32-year-old Brittany Russell Reese of Bulletin has been charged with 3 counts of careless driving causing death and 1 count of careless driving causing bodily harm. She was released on an undertaking. Police are asking anyone with further information to contact investigators. Toronto residents could face a messy commute on Tuesday morning. Environment Canada has issued a freezing rain warning for the city and says that there could be a significant impact on rush hour traffic as a result. It says that the freezing rain will begin early Tuesday morning before changing over to light rain by late morning or early in the afternoon. Surfaces such as highways, roads, walkways, and parking lots may become icy and slippery, slow down driving in slippery conditions, the warning states. Watch for taillights ahead and maintain a safe falling distance. Environment Canada says that the temperature will hover around the freezing mark for much of the Tuesday morning before climbing to 4 Celsius later in the day. It says that ice accretion up to a few millimeters will be possible on untreated surfaces as a result of freezing rain. An 18-year-old man is in hospital with serious injuries after being shot multiple times at a park in Flemington Park area in broad daylight. Toronto police said they were called to the area of Don Mills Road and Overley Boulevard for reports of a shooting shortly before 1 p.m. Officers eventually located the crime scene. We found it here at ET Sedan Park with evidence of gunfire in one of the parking lot areas. Acting Inspector Jason Albanese told reporters at the scene. The officers located an 18-year-old male victim suffering from 2 gunshot wounds, 1 to each upper thigh area of his legs. He was subsequently transported to a local hospital in stable condition, and he's currently undergoing surgery for his wounds. Because officers were not immediately able to locate the crime scene, 3 areas of schools were placed under a hold and secure order as a precaution, Albanese said. Those orders have since been lifted. Albanese said that 10 individuals appeared to have gathered at the park prior to the shooting. Afterward, 3 suspects fled westbound through the park and into the ravine system. He said no suspect descriptions are available so far. He said police are urging anyone with information about the shooting to contact investigators or to call Crime Stoppers anonymously. The group that regulates the practice of medicine in Ontario says it is limiting public access to its buildings due to safety concerns. The College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario says it has been receiving up to 200 emails a month consisting of serious threats against staff and council members. The The public can now observe the group's quarterly council meetings via live stream. As the college says, safety is a priority. In an email to the Canadian press, a spokesperson for the college sent experts of some messages it has received in recent months. Some messages indirectly threatened the group's members, stating they should settle their affairs. Others called the group Satanists and monsters for encouraging injections of COVID-19 vaccines to curb the spread of virus. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.